I thought he was my forever, until I couldn't walk anymore. They say you truly know someone when everything falls apart. But before the falling, before the silence, the cold stares, the empty side of the bed, there was love. The kind that made the world feel small when we were in the same room. My name is Elena, and I'm 38 years old. Before everything changed, I believed in forever, because of him. Jordan wasn't just my husband, he was my best friend, my safe place, my home. We used to share these quiet little moments, moments that felt like the universe was pausing, just for us. Like when he would brush my hair back behind my ear during dinner, even if I didn't realize it had fallen. Or the way he'd text me before every game, even from the locker room. Wherever you sit tonight, that's where I'll look when I score. We danced in the kitchen, no music. We made pancakes at midnight and argued over which blueberries were the best. He'd leave notes on the bathroom mirror in crooked handwriting. You're magic. You're my favorite person. Don't forget to breathe. I love you. Once I got a cold before one of his biggest playoff games. I told him to focus. Instead, he came home early with soup, a heating pad, and 3 different brands of tea because I didn't know which one would make you smile. We weren't perfect, but God, we were good, real, tethered to each other like gravity. Jordan was a professional basketball player. Everyone knew his name. He was powerful, talented, the kind of man cameras followed. And I was the woman behind him, steady, loyal, invisible in the spotlight, but always there. We had a good life. Busy, yes, demanding, always, but it was full of dreams. One of those dreams was a child. We talked about it often. Long walks after games, quiet mornings in hotel rooms. He would say, "Can you imagine? A little one with your eyes and my height?" I used to laugh and nod. We both wanted it, badly, but we kept saying, "Let's wait. Let's give it another year, one more season, a little more time." Time we thought we had. There was one morning I remember clearly, one of those rare weekends where neither of us had anywhere to be. No games, no press, no training, no airports. Just the 2 of us, home. The morning sunlight spilled through the wide windows of our apartment, painting golden stripes across the wooden floor. The smell of fresh coffee mingled with the soft scent of oranges I had sliced earlier. I was barefoot in his oversized hoodie, sitting cross-legged on the kitchen counter, laughing about something stupid he'd said. Jordan stood in front of me, still sleepy, with a mug in his hand and that crooked boyish smile that only appeared when he was completely at ease. He reached for the orange slice in my hand and bit it in half without asking, something I normally would have rolled my eyes at, but that morning it made me laugh harder. "We're like 2 kids, I said, brushing a curl from my face. "No," he replied, wrapping his arms around my waist. "We're like 2 people who finally got it right." We lay on the rug with his head on my stomach and made up names for the kids we thought we'd have someday. "If it's a girl, she'll have your stubbornness. If it's a boy, he'll have your eyebrows. Poor kid. We dreamed out loud. A little house by the ocean, noisy family dinners, a dog with a ridiculous name, a fridge covered in crayon drawings. That night, I caught him watching me as I read on the couch. He leaned over, kissed my shoulder, and whispered, This is everything I ever wanted." And for a moment, there were no injuries, no betrayals, no fears of what was to come. Just us, two people, in love, in sync, unaware of how fragile even the strongest happiness can be. And then came winter. We went skiing in Colorado, a short break between games and travel. Snow sparkled on the slopes. The air was crisp and clean. And in one instant, everything changed. One slip, one fall, one sound, sharp and final. I remember looking at the sky from the ground and trying to move, but my legs didn't respond. The hospital gave me cautious hope. Spinal shock, you may recover. But after a botched massage and nerve trauma, the truth became crueler. You might never walk again. At first, Jordan was quiet, then distant, then gone. I tried to stay strong, to joke, to hope. But I noticed the change. He didn't meet my eyes anymore. He started spending more time out, answering texts with cold one-word replies, sitting in silence while I cried. One night I reached for his hand. He flinched. Not because he was startled, but because he didn't want to be touched. I asked him softly, "Do you still love me?" He stared at the floor and whispered, "I don't know." Those 3 words hurt more than the diagnosis. And one evening, without warning, he said, "I didn't sign up for this." He had met someone else, someone easier, someone still whole. And just like that, he left. No apology, no tears. He packed a bag and walked out of my life, leaving me in a wheelchair and in pieces. I didn't just lose my mobility. I lost my partner, my dreams, my chance, or so I thought, to become a mother. And that regret was the worst pain of all. I had waited. We had waited. And now I was alone, broken, and childless in a body that didn't feel like mine. So I made a decision. I left the city, its sterile hospital walls, its empty apartment, its ghost of what used to be, and returned to my homeland, a small coastal village in southern Italy, where cliffs fall into the sea and lemon trees bloom even in sorrow. I went back to my grandmother's cottage. Its paint was peeling, the shutters hung crooked, the olive tree leaned like an old man who remembered better days, but it was still standing, like me. The moment I stepped inside, the air hugged me, not cold and clinical, but warm and alive. The floorboards still creaked, the windows still open to the same view, the wide, open sea. It smelled of rosemary and home. That night I cried for everything I had lost, and then I slept, a deep, aching sleep. The weeks that followed were quiet. Recovery came slow. Each morning I moved a little. Each night I whispered the names of children I never got to hold. But one day my toe moved, then my foot, then slowly my legs held weight. I walked again. Not all at once, not without pain, but step by step I found myself. Now I run a space for women like me, those healing from what can't be seen. I paint, I teach. I walk the cliffs every morning and listen to the wind sing through the lemon trees. Sometimes I see mothers with children and feel a sharp ache. But I remind myself, I gave life to myself, and I'm still giving. And one morning, as I poured coffee into a chipped ceramic cup, there was a knock at the door. I opened it and smiled. But that is another story. So tell me this: if the person you love walks away when you need them most, will you give up or will you rise?